Hi, I'm David Rankine, talking to you about my new book, The Cosmic Shekinah, co-authored with Sarita Diesti. The Cosmic Shekinah is a study of the wisdom goddess of the Old Testament and Kabbalah. Now, one of the most common associations of the Shekinah is with the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is well known as a motif in the Kabbalah, representing the manifestation of divine energy from its most rarefied and undifferentiated form through into the physical realm in which we exist. However, before Kabbalah was created, there is, of course, the idea of the world tree as the tree of life, and a number of the wisdom goddesses associated with the Shekinah have the tree of life motif as well. We see the roots, as it were, of the tree of life in earlier wisdom goddesses. For example, the goddess Asherah, who feeds directly into the unnamed wisdom goddess who becomes the Shekinah, was specifically associated with the tree. A carved tree or pole was the symbol of Asherah, which was placed next to the altar of Yahweh or El, the gods that she was the consort of at different times, for her worship. And indeed, a sort of carved pole statue of Asherah was also placed in the temple in Jerusalem for about 2/3 of its life. It was removed several times, but each time placed back again, because the worship of Asherah alongside Yahweh was something that was actually present for many centuries until the eventual monotheism of Judaism finally took hold. Earlier goddesses such as the Sumerian wisdom goddess Inanna also had a tree association. The story with Inanna of the Halupu tree is perhaps the first indication of the world tree. In this, the tree, which was growing in Inanna's garden, also had a serpent or dragon in the roots, an Anzu bird, which is an eagle-like bird, in the branches, and the goddess Lilith nesting in the trunk. So here we see a number of the motifs which are found in later cultures associated with the tree and its residents. In the story with Inanna, she got the hero Gilgamesh to actually chop it down, causing its inhabitants to flee, and she made a throne and a bed from the tree, which is interesting when we look at the Shekinah later and see the emphasis on the throne of glory, particularly with her. In the case of the goddess Isis in ancient Egypt, she too has a tree connection. We see it particularly through her husband Osiris, whose body, after he died, ended up inside a tree, or parts of it did, and she recovered them from the tree and put him back together and brought him back to life. So the tree of life has, as I said, many roots before the Shekinah, but with the Shekinah we see the motif which we find in the Kabbalah of the tree of life, and this is one of the strongest images associated with her. The Old Testament too, of course, has the tree of life. In Proverbs, there is mention of the wisdom goddess where it says she is a tree of life to those who behold her, and her ways are of peace. Now, the tree of life is something that I will talk about in depth when I do the session on the Shekinah and the Kabbalah. But for now, the key points about it are, as I say, that it represents the manifestation of divine energy from above to below, and also the ascension to the divine of every person by climbing up the tree of life symbolically through our actions and deeds to unite the aspect of the Shekinah that's within us, the earthly Shekinah, with the cosmic Shekinah in our quest for perfection. So the tree of life is one of the strongest and most relevant symbols of the cosmic Shekinah, which is available for those of you who want to find out more from all good esoteric bookshops and online at the usual suspects such as Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and of course from the publishers at www.babyloniabooks.co.uk. I hope you've enjoyed this and want to learn more about the Shekinah. and I will talk to you again soon.